Okay, so this is Ringwalk Media in association with Well Eyes Therapy and Steel Hub Management. Very, very pleased to say we've got a new arrival on the scene. Seanie Murray, it's really, really nice to meet you and to have a quick chat with you. Nice to see you on the channel, mate.
Cheers, thanks for having me on. It was nice to meet you as well.
Well, listen, great things have happening for you. You've just been signed by Jay Byrne, JB Promotions. He had a very successful first show a couple of weeks ago. You must be excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get out in February after seeing the show that Jay put on in November there a few weeks ago. Was class, so I said it'd even be better now in February.
Well, listen, Jay's he's attacking the boxing arena in Dublin in a positive way. He wants to get it back to where it should have been, and we were over at the show. It was a fantastic show. Lots and lots of 50-50 fights. Is that something that's sort of drawn you to signing over with Jay?
Yeah, it's drawn me to him over on. I like the way Jay did his career. I like the taking of the chances, and I'd like to do that myself. Maybe get one journeyman and then 50-50 fights straight after that.
Yeah, I mean, Jay's adamant that that's how you're going to learn and that's how you're going to see if you're actually any good at this game. And it
Yeah,
showed on Saturday a couple of weeks ago. There were very, very close fights there, and maybe people in the UK might have gone, "Ooh, that was a little bit close for comfort," but he's adamant that's the way to go forwards.
yeah, I agree with that. It's the best way to throw into a fight and see how you get on.
Well, listen, tell us a little bit about yourself, your amateur career, because I know you've had a few fights. Just give us a little bit of an insight into where you've come from and how you've got here.
Yeah, I trained amateur out in Navan boxing. Christopher Blaney and Neil Blaney trained me, and I can't thank Chris enough for training me. He brought me down from the bottom to where I am now. He
And
sent me off to he sent me off to Jay. He always told me he'd send me off with someone good, and he did a brilliant job with Jay.
and I believe that you're now down in Pete Taylor's gym with all the characters down there.
Yeah, yeah, I'm delighted to be down there with Pete and all the lads. They're savage lads, and you really fight. They're really lads at the top of the food chain down there. Like,
Yeah, you've got a few lads down there that are quite active very shortly. You've got Sean McComb, and he's out in Belfast in a couple of weeks defending his title again. You've also
yeah,
got,
and Tyrone McKenna as well
of
fighting.
course, I mean that's going to be one hell of a tear up over in Belfast, Tyrone's fight, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be class now. Can't wait to go to that.
And I don't think there's a lot of love lost either between the two lads. So I think it's going to be a proper Belfast boxing night.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it'd be the last man standing.
So is that the aim for you to sort of try and get those big nights? Start off with Jay, get yourself sort of going through that process of learning because that's where you've got to, you have to learn first, and then hopefully sort of jump up and get onto some of those bigger nights.
Oh yeah, that's definitely an aim to try to get on big nights like that.
I mean, it's everybody's dream, I guess, but Dublin and Ireland, the boxing scene now is really starting to come back again. You must be pleased to be able to see the fights and all these shows starting to spring up again.
Yeah, it's brilliant to see them spring back up again when I'm just coming onto the scene now.
And you're obviously a very keen sort of advocate of getting stuck in there. I mean, signing with Jay, you saw his show on Saturday. For a young promoter and a former boxer that's only just retired, really. I mean, that was a superb show.
Yeah, it was amazing. I wasn't expecting that now when I went to it.
And
And
he had 5 weeks, literally, just to get it
yeah,
ready.
yeah, 5 weeks.
So out of the so did you? I'm assuming you saw the fights on Saturday last week.
Yeah.
So out of those fights, which one did you think? Oh, that was pretty tasty.
I thought Oisin Tracy's was pretty tasty. That was a
Yeah,
good scrap.
that
And
was a good scrap.
yeah. And I thought Glenn Jay's brother, I thought that was a good scrap as well.
Yeah, he was. He came and saw us afterwards, and then we interviewed him, and he was like, "Oh, that was a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be." But
I thought Tony McGlynn's fight was brilliant as well.
see, we could reel them all off, couldn't we? We're already halfway through the card.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
must be exciting for you. You know, you've come through, the amateur ranks. You're now in Peter Taylor's gym. You've been signed by a young, hungry promoter. The only way is up, really, isn't it?
No, it's mad. Yeah, it's brilliant to be signed with Jay as well because he's just as mad as I am to be thrown into the ring and to be put into a proper fight.
I'll tell you what, I think he was half tempted to get himself a fight for February as well.
Yeah, jeez, I was I was standing watching the fights in November. I was nearly going to go up to him and ask him, "Was there anyone left I could fight at the end of the night?"
Although I think he'll probably have to come back as at heavyweight right now, won't he?
Yeah,
Well, he's taken the bold move of announcing 6 shows next year, as a minimum. And his reason for that was that boxers now can structure their training correctly. They know when they can go away on holiday. They know when they can have a weekend off. They know when they could just go straight back into the gym. How does that sort of feature for you? Because you've obviously gone through the amateur ranks where it's kind of part time, and I'm assuming you work and do those kind of things. You have to fit it in where
yeah,
you can. But now you're in the pro ranks and it's a lot more structured. I think that's going to benefit you.
yeah. I think it would benefit me more than the amateurs because sometimes with the amateurs you might even be hard training and then a fight might come up for 2 weeks away and you mightn't be fit enough. And now that they have the dates and the time of the year where it's going to be on, I think I'll be well ready.
And that's good. And I think I know that he didn't really have too many problems with opponent changes either, which is kind of been a problem for the last 18 months in boxing. So it's probably quite nice to know that you're going to know what your opponent is going to be like as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's that has been a problem for the last few months with opponents being changed and cards being thrown out and everything.
Yeah, it's been an awkward time, but it's great to see that Jay's taking on young prospects like yourself and believing in the talent that Ireland has.
Yeah, it is. I think he just has the love for the game and just wants to everyone to do well.
And that's right. I mean, you know, these shows, a lot of people will go, "Oh yeah, it's just a small hall show." It was not a small hall show on Saturday last week. I mean, it was packed to the rafters. I know he's going to have to go over, I think, probably to the National Stadium for his next fight because he couldn't cope with the amount of people that wanted to come. It's all looking positive, and I think these shows are going to be crucial to boxers like yourself. The development you're going to get. You're not being fast tracked, but you are learning, aren't you, in these fights?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, learning from a good way though. Sure, I never sparred any really professionals. The only professional I ever sparred was my old coach Christopher Blaney.
Okay.
So then to be now in Pete Taylor's gym and in the mix with Sean McComb and Tyrone McKenna and lads like that, it's just a big step up.
Have you been in with Jazza yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't been in with Jazzy yet.
Ooh, we wait till you get in with Jazza, former world champion, of course, and hoping to put that right, I think, at the end of this year. So
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
he'll be a lot of fun to get in with.
yeah. I'm sure he'll be a good crack, Emma.
But it's good. I mean, Pete's gym, it produces a lot of good fighters, like you said, and it's a fantastic sort of atmosphere to be around for someone like yourself.
It is, yeah. It's class to be around. Like Pete's dead on, and Screamer's dead on. There's a good bit of crack around the gym, and all the lads are like. It was just like I was always training there, walking in my first day. They were just all so welcome and everything.
Well, listen, it's really nice to hear that young talent like yourself is being given an opportunity. A young, hungry promoter that's only just retired, like I said, putting his money where his mouth is because these things aren't cheap to do. I know he's got some very
No.
good sponsors that help out, and I'm really, really positive for boxing in Dublin. And actually, I think one of the things that I liked about what Jay said was he'll work with all the other promoters as well. So if there's Celtic title fights to be had, he'll make those fights. It doesn't matter if it's on another card. And that must give you a lot of hope for the future.
It does, yeah, it gives me a lot of hope for next year as well. Try to get as many fights as I can under my belt and then take the chance if I get a chance.
And do you think that that's where you'd like to be, trying to hop into a Celtic title fight at some
Oh
point?
yeah, yeah. I'd love to be there trying to hop in for one. It wouldn't bother me who against because I'm always mad for a scrap, but
It's
I'll
just,
put the work in and hopefully I get it.
well, that's it. And the good thing is you're going to learn in the process leading up to whenever you get your opportunity. The
Yeah.
one thing that was kind of prominent in all the interviews we did afterwards, bar maybe one, because he's very, very experienced, of course, was that they're like, wow, that was a tough fight. That was really, really tough. You don't want to be fighting journeymen that just fall over. You actually want to learn in the ring. And I think that was
Yeah.
one thing that everyone was kind of surprised about, but actually really enjoyed.
Yeah. True. You don't want to be fighting a journeyman that is gonna take a punch and just lay down. You want to fights like that. That is what you want. You're gonna make it work for it.
Well, that's it. Well, listen, I'm really pleased that you've jumped on board with Jay. He's doing a lot of good work there, and I think you're gonna flourish down there in Peter's gym as well. Of course, big week next week. Katie Taylor, the rematch against
Yeah,
Chantel
yeah.
Cameron. And then the week after, of course, like you say, you've got Tyrone and Sean both out as well. So a busy couple of weeks for you down there in Ireland.
Busy week, yeah.
Well, listen, we wish you all the very best with your career. Can't wait to see your debut in February. Keep yourself nice and fit and ready for that opponent. And
Yeah.
we hope that you enjoy your time with Jay and that you progress to the place that you want to.
Thanks a million. Thanks very much.
It's really, really good to speak to you. And like I say, we wish you the best. I'm sure we'll catch up with you before the fight night anyway, because we're always popping over to Ireland. That will be over there next week. So you never know, we might see a friendly face. But for now,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
Sean, really great to speak to you, Shawnee, I should say. And we look forward to watching your career.
Cheers. Thanks a million.
All the best, mate. Thank you.
All right, bye, bye.